Alright guys, I'm going to read to you John 11. John 11, all the way to 43, 1 to 43. Now a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. This Mary, whose brother Lazarus now lay sick, was the same one who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So the sisters sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is sick. When he heard this, Jesus said, "This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, and God's Son may be glorified through it." Now Jesus loved Martha and her sisters and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was for 2 more days. And when he said to his disciples, "Let us go back to Judea." "But Rabbi," they said, "a short while ago the Jews there tried to stone you. And yet, while you are going back?" Jesus answered, "Are there not 12 hours of daylight? Anyone who walks in the daytime will not stumble, for they see by the world's light. It is when a person walks by night that they stumble, for they have no light." After he had said this, excuse me. After he had said this, he went on to tell them, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I am going to wake him up." His disciples replied, "Lord, if he sleeps, he will get better." Jesus had been speaking of his death, but his disciples thought he meant natural sleep. So then he told him plainly, "Lazarus has died, and for your sake I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe. But let us go to him." Then Thomas, also known as Didymus, said to the rest of the disciples, "Let us also go, that we may die with him." On his arrival, Jesus found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them in their loss of their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him, but Mary stayed home. "Lord," Martha said to Jesus, "if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now God will give you whatever you ask." Jesus said to her, "Your brother will rise again." Martha answered, "I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day." Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me, even though they die, and whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this?" "Yes, Lord," she replied. "I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who is to come into the world." After she had said this, she went back and called her sister Mary aside. "A teacher is here," she said, "and is asking for you." When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not yet entered the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. When the Jews who had been with Mary in the house, comforting her, noticed how quickly she got up and went out, they followed her, opposing she was going to the tomb to mourn there. When Mary reached the place there Jesus was and saw him, she fell to his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. "Where have you laid him?" he asked. "Come and see, Lord," they replied. Jesus wept. And I believe right there, Jesus wept is one of the most powerful verses in the Bible. Jesus fell to his knees and he bawled. He wept. Then the Jews said, "See how he loved him?" But some of them said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?" Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was the cave with a stone laid across the entrance. "Take away the stone," he said. But the Lord said, "Martha, the sister of the dead man, by this time there is a bad odor, and he has been there for 4 days." Then Jesus said, "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" So they took away the stone. Then Jesus looked up and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, But I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe that you sent me." When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out!" The dead man came out, his hands and feet wrapped with stripes and linen, and a cloth around his face. Jesus said to them, Take off the grave cloths, and let him go." That is the Jesus that I serve. Man, Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. And after that, all these Pharisees, it started to be an uprising. Because a week later was Passover. And then the Friday, Jesus was crucified. Now this is starting to get out that he's performing miracles. He just raised a dead guy. He healed the blind. He did all this. And now it's starting to really get out. And it was just crazy. Like, it would be crazy today for God to raise a dead guy. And I know it happens. There are dead people rising up. And there's going to be more. That's the God that I serve. Starting tomorrow. And I hope you guys join me. But I am going to read chapter by chapter out of Revelations. And they will be uploaded on my TikTok and YouTube. So go check them out. Guys, have a good night. Make sure that you pray that your spirit is renewed and your soul and your mind and your heart is renewed. Because we're spiritually dead. But in Christ, we spiritually are alive. That's what makes us awesome. We are spiritually alive in Christ. Isn't it good to have a God like that? That is so merciful that he loves us no matter what? And that's alive? Muslims follow a God that is dead. Buddha's still in the tomb. Allah's still in the tomb. But Jesus Christ, he's risen. Put your faith in Christ.